Hey parents, welcome back to At Home Videos. I'm excited. We are wrapping up our series called You in 5 Years this Wednesday night, and I just wanted to give you guys a couple of talking points so that when you get your student in the car on the way home from church or to or from school around the dinner table, you can continue this conversation at home. We're going to be in 2 Kings chapter 3 this Wednesday, and kind of just to sum up that story, there's a nation called Moab that's rebelling against Israel, and so the kings of Israel, Judah, and Edom band together to go and fight against the nation of Moab, but on the way they don't plan very well and they run out of water. And so right when they are on the brink of basically dying of thirst and dehydration, God calls them to do something difficult, and that's to dig these ditches or these trenches in this valley, even though it's a drought. And as they do that, God provides. He sends rain further upriver that over the night comes and fills those trenches, and they're able to have the water that they need to sustain them and empower them to go on and do what they have to do in front of them. And so as we kind of look at this idea of what it means to do something that God's calling us to do, even when it's difficult, in the face of a little bit of confusion, we're going to be looking at this in a couple of facets. The first one will just be in their personal lives. I'm going to be asking them, what are some hard things that you feel like God might be calling you to do in your life that don't really make sense right now, but if you do them now, then you're preparing your heart to notice when God is moving and how He is moving in the future. You're not going to miss out on that. But also, I'm going to encourage them and challenge them to think about, man, what are you doing right now to invest in FSM, in this community of other students that we have here at this church? Because for the last few weeks, we've been talking about our individual selves in 5 years, but I also want to raise the question, what's FSM going to look like in 5 years based on how you're following Jesus and calling the people around you to do the same? So I'm excited to get into that this Wednesday. Just a couple of talking points. As far as FSM goes, you can ask your student, what do you feel like you're doing to invest in the students that are going to be coming in after you in 5 years in this student ministry? How can you start pouring into it and investing in them so that they can walk closely with Jesus, be encouraged, and be excited about following after Him? And then for them personally, ask your students, man, what are some difficult things that you feel like God's calling you to do right now? What are the ditches in your life that He's calling you to dig, even though it doesn't make sense and it might make you a little vulnerable? What are the things that He's calling you to do so that you don't miss out on His moving? And so we just want to get in that conversation this Wednesday night. I'm excited to do that. I hope your students are excited to be here. We'll be back up in the worship center. This will be our last Wednesday night on campus. Next Wednesday is going to be house church. So if you need to know any of the locations for that, just make sure that you send me a text or an email and let me know, or just ask your student because we've been posting about those addresses and things like that. But I'm looking forward to Wednesday, and we will see you and your students tomorrow.